Okay, hi everybody. It's Maggie from Right Hand Manny, and I'm sorry I have the window open, but I'm working with acrylic today, and it kind of makes the house smell, and the kids complain. So if you don't want to hear kids screaming coming into the house, we're keeping the window open. Today I'm going to do dual form on my non-dominant hand because I have a really hard time getting consistent looking nails when I'm working with my left hand on my right hand. And so this is a dual form. If you've seen them, you know what I'm talking about. If I've used them on you, you know. Sometimes they, you have to work with them a little bit to make them as consistent as salon nails, but the shape is quite pretty. They make a nice base to work off of. I use them mostly to create an extension, and then I go and backfill. I don't really use them as the actual nail itself. I will start with a dual form to create the structure on the front, and then I'll go back and backfill, which is typically what I do. Sometimes I have clients who have very damaged nails or things like that, and this just kind of fills it all in, fixes it right away, and makes it look pretty. So, but one of the things that happens a lot is that when you put it on, you put it down on the nail, and the clients will tell you too, it squishes out here, and it's okay for the first couple days, but then as your nail grows, you get like this little wedge that grows out with your nail, and then it tends to get caught in hair and stuff. So we have to go in quite often, and before we send them out the door with these is file it all down, and you know, sometimes you miss stuff, and anyway, they come back and I broke my nail. So there's been some tutorials online where people will take a paper form and they'll put it up under their nail like this. And I've tried this before. I've done it before with this way, but you know, you have to kind of keep it slanted down, so that'll kind of locks you into a stiletto shape. You can't do a square shape with that. So I like my nails a little like tapered squares. I find I prefer that. I know it's really old school, but I like that shape on me first. So that's why I don't do it. But so back to point. So when you do this, do you see how much room you have there? And so like in order to get that less room, you have to move your form, and it's just a lot of fiddling, right? So, and there's a lot of space for product between that free edge and the form. So you wind up with a lot of product. So anyway, this is 2 minutes introduction. It's a long time. I'm gonna actually save this for another client because they're really good forms for another project. So what I'm gonna do with this for today is I'm going to make a dual form, but then to deal with the stuff that oozes out, I'm gonna use another dual form. I'm gonna slide it up under my free edge and squish it like that to keep it nice and thin. See? So it's gonna be nice and thin. We like it thin. And then I'll continue to build. And again, like I said, this is my non-dominant hand. So I also want to do a little timer. So I'm going to set a little timer. Oh, that's my kitty cat. I'm going to do a little timer, and I'm going to start it, and we'll see how long it takes me to do one nail. Okay, so I'm not going to do a full set or whatever for you. I'm just going to do the one nail and show you the result. And then and just like this is how I, instead of gluing tips on, because I don't like glue because it breaks down, all that. So this is how I do a tip, and then I add to it to create a stronger nail. So this is how I do my tips using dual forms, and how I figured out how not to get that gush up in the bottom. But you do have to have a bit of a free edge to do this. You'll still, like if you have it, if the nail is right to the quick, it's not gonna work. So if you do have a client with the nails and they're really all the way here, they're just right to the quick, you might want to extend the nail bed just a little bit already using acrylic. You can just like make a little bit more so that you have something to wedge this up under. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wedge this. I'm gonna go in like this. I'm gonna push it up so it's gonna be flush with the nail. It's actually pretty interesting. I've done it. I did it on all these. It worked out okay, except for the pinky, but that was my first try. So here it goes. Okay, so I'm gonna start my timer. Here we go, and I'm gonna speed this up. You don't have to watch this in real time because I know it's annoying. Okay, I'll be back. Bye. Okay, so I'm back. The nail has set up. As you can see, it's been about 5 minutes for it to set. I don't do one and then move on and do the next because I find you need all your fingers to do this. So it takes 5 minutes 30 seconds to get the nail to the point where I can remove the dual form. So to remove the dual form, and you know it's time when it comes off because it sounds like plastic. Let me find a thing to tap it. Sounds like plastic. And it's not hot anymore. Like, it's not hot, but it, you know, when it's setting up, it's warm. So it's no longer warm. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the bottom one off. Release the bottom. See? So it's done. See how smooth that is? I don't know if you noticed, I struggled a little bit on this sidewall here because I didn't put it quite up under there, but I can easily clean that out with the e-file. That's like nothing compared to what you deal with sometimes. Okay, and so now I'm just going to pull this off. I like to, my nails are too long. I like to take a little tool sometimes if I get up under there. I don't like to twist it. I guess I can. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's done. Oh, this is so funny. You can see the size of the nail underneath. See that? That's from the tool form. So, okay. Anyway, actually it looks pretty good. Super extra long because I exaggerated it because I put a lot of product in because I wanted to show you how when it's squished out. But so 7 minutes 20 seconds. I'm gonna file. It's about 10 minutes, I'd say. After I finish all of these, it'll be about 10 minutes to do this nail. So 5 minutes on, and then, you know, do your regular filing routine after you get everything on. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Anyway, so that's all for today. I gotta go do the rest of these, but this is non-dominant, and I'm gonna add a little more product because that's obviously pretty flat, but I'm gonna add more back here. I'm gonna file it down to about there, and I'm gonna get under there with the e-file and clean out that number 6. So everybody knows what size I wear. But that's that. That's how I do it from now on with dual forms, so I don't have to sit there and waste my good paper forms on my non-dominant hand. Okay, so bye-bye.